Hey, welcome back to World Entertainment. And some news dropped yesterday. However, it's been updated with more news. That news, of course, is in regards to Ghostbusters 4. As now they've dropped a bit of a new synopsis of the movie with a bit of detail on the plot and returning cast. So the news yesterday was that Ernie Hudson apparently had saw the script, says it's good, enjoys it, and that it definitely features Winston. But the update now as filming of the next Ghostbusters begins next week in the United Kingdom, the sequel has just received a new synopsis, providing details on the plot and the likely return of two of the franchise's original stars. Being spotted by franchise group the Michigan Ghostbusters, a recent production weekly listing does retread, again confirming that the film will continue with Afterlife's Spangler family, moving the story out of Somerville, Oklahoma, to New York City. But it's the mention of who will lead this new group of Ghostbusters. And that is none other than Ray and Winston. It was originally confirmed that Aykroyd, Bill Murray and Sigourney Weaver were going to be cameos, but now it looks like Aykroyd may have a much bigger part. So the report reads, after the events in Oklahoma, the Ghostbusters team return to where it all started, New York City. The Spangler family story continues with a new group of Ghostbusters led by Winston Zeddemore and Ray Stantz. With Ernie Hudson, this is now what the story was yesterday, which was Ernie Hudson recently called the script a lot of fun, saying the character of Winston Zeddemore was very much included. And the reason he brought that up as well is because he had a conversation about the studio's handling of Winston in the original Ghostbusters, the very first film. That he said he loved the movie, still does. The cast were great with him. The crew behind the scenes was great with him. But the studio apparently were trying to push him aside. And he says, to this day, you can see how evident that was with one of the main posters that he's not on. It was just Aykroyd, Bill Murray and Harold Ramis. We all know the famous poster, the three of them kind of looking up. But it's interesting now that apparently Dan Aykroyd's role has been significantly upped. But the interesting about this little brief synopsis is the fact that it does seem to cement that the movie will be set in New York, because there seemed to be a lot of speculation that they were actually moving the story to London, but it would appear that they're simply filming in the UK, as it's saying here that it's moved from Oklahoma back to New York City. No mention of them jetting off to other countries or anything, so it firmly seems to be that this movie will be taking place in New York. It's unfortunate that they don't actually film in New York, but I assume the filming costs and taxes are probably huge to do so, especially in today's economy. They're probably getting a fairly sizable tax break by shooting in the UK. But anyway, there it is. That's the update we have so far. Winston and Ray will be leading the new group of Ghostbusters. The cast from Afterlife will also be returning, and it is in fact set in New York. Quite interesting. And again, this movie films next week, or begins filming next week, and it should be out, according to their release date, in December of this year. Time will tell. I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, I'll leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I'll catch you all in the next one.